Hey guys, this is Carl. This is going to touch base just about specifically the confidence interval and StatCrunch. And so one of our first questions here is find a 95% confidence interval for the mean dry pavement stopping distance. So we got two values right here that I'll explain real quick. Like these are the stopping distances for dry pavement and wet pavement. You can see in terms of just traction and everything like that, that dry pavement's got a shorter stopping distance, which is a good thing. So with respect to StatCrunch, and what we're going to do, first thing is actually we're going to compile some descriptive statistics based on our dry pavement to answer part A. So what we can do is go into the stat function right here. Then we go to summary stats. It's very important. And what we want to do is we want to do this by column because all of our data is lined up by column in terms of the variable, dry pavement, wet pavement, etc. So under columns, and if you notice our options here, variable 1 or var1 is the dry pavement. You can tell right here. So that's what we're going for. So variable 1, and then we want to compute. That's all we need to do in terms of the computing. It'll give us everything we need right here. This is the descriptive stats for this first column in terms of variables. So there's n equals 10. That's the size, the mean, the variance, the standard deviation, all of which is critical in calculating our confidence interval. So a key point in doing this is when the population is unknown, we usually lean towards t instead of z with respect to which one to solve for as the critical value. So for here we're going to do the t for that very reason. And so in terms of our confidence interval now that we have this, our descriptive stats right here that we calculated for the dry pavement, we go to stat again, same thing. In tstat, you want to do one sample with data. So what we're doing, same thing, variable 1. Now you have to go all the way to the bottom right here, confidence interval for the mean, which is exactly what we're doing. So based on the confidence interval of the mean for this variable, dry pavement rather, it'll give us our descriptive stats. And so our descriptive stat is right here. This is the confidence interval for the variable that we are 95% confident that the mean will fall between 133, the mean of the population, fall between 133 and 145. So that's the first piece. Now the second piece here says find the CEI, the confidence interval, 95% for the mean increase in the stopping distance, on the wet pavement. So what that is the increase in stopping distance. So the key part B is the difference between the two. What is the mean stopping distance? And so that's what we have here, the difference between these two. So just based on the sample size. So it varies from as low as 38 to as high as in the 80s, 88 right here. So in terms of the increase in stopping distance based on the pavement being wet, which makes sense in terms of it's much more hazardous to drive on slick, icy, wet roads than it is in dry roads. So it makes sense. So we're going to do this confidence interval in the same way. So the first piece is we're going to actually incorporate our next variable, which is variable 2. So we can add it in. Actually, it's our difference column that we actually calculated. So compute. And see, it's right here. We have our difference. And there's an option in here to do it on the table. But it's easier visually in terms of the video to actually show it as a pop-up screen. Okay, now that we have that, now we'll go here and we'll edit to get our other output. Edit. See, confidence level 95%. We do our diff because it's the difference between. Okay, so we're going to find the confidence interval right here, and so it's giving us everything we need. So in terms of 95% confidence for the mean increase in stopping distance, essentially what this says now is that we are 95% confident that the mean increase in stopping distance between the wet and dry pavement is between 50 and 75. So that's basically kind of it under StatCrunch with regard to the confidence interval in this question. So just let us know if you have any questions along the way. Thanks so much.